It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
You want to talk about a driven player partner. This guy is absolutely that person. He doesn't just have goals in this game. He wants to be remembered among the best to play the position, and he treats every game as an audition for that. It's a lofty goal to set for yourself, but we've seen his drive lead to some impressive games from him. Perhaps another one is in store today.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Favre. And Walker has it. And nothing to speak of there after the catch as they get him right to the ground at the 37. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Green. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. It was just 3rd down and short, but he bit off a little extra.
I would say way more than he could chew, but he chewed up all that yardage in a big way. And that, to me, that was a combination of offensive line, stacked defense, and they handled it. Okay, they got the leverage, they got the blocking angles, and opened up a nice crease. And once you get past that first wave, there's room to roam.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd play from scrimmage. They wanted to avoid that 3 and out. They did. 1st and 10, it's Favre. And Walker with it over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
They'll throw on first down with Favre. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Favre. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Favre to throw. He'll find Driver here. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Fourth down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Up the middle they go. It's Bennett. And this will be a Vikings first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that flag accepted. The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walsh. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bennett. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 4. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. CD, he tried to kind of lob that one in there. It looked pretty going through the air. The problem was it was in the air a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's a tough one because for that type of a route and what he tried to do and needed to do, he had to put a little air under it, and the defender was actually able to take advantage of it because it hung up there just long enough for him to get there and take it away.
On 1st down, Favre. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 2. Up the middle they go. Green. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, it's Green, and he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 26. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Throwing is Favre. That is caught. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Favre. He's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
About a half-yard from the end zone, third and goal. They'll try again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces fourth and goal.
Fourth down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick here is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, and put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Favre. And he's got his man on the out route. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On second down, Favre. There he goes, right side. Still going inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So another drive coming up for this Packers offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And that's complete. It's Green here. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Favre. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A throw left side here taken in by Driver. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Again, he'll drop to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on first and goal. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando and the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too. As we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw here. This one swung out to Williams. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Complete to number 20. It's the pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Here now, second and 4. They'll send Moss in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And now off to the races down the right side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. Give him 53 yards on the ground. Well, you talk about catching a defense off guard. They were not expecting jet sweep at all there.
Well, he was 10 yards downfield before the defense even knew what hit him. So a really good play call against a defense that was set up for them to gain big yardage. And how about how they executed the handoff there? That means they spent some time with the wide receivers taking handoffs from the quarterbacks.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's polished off by a Vikings score. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On first down, Green. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. He's got Green. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 3rd and 4 now. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
They'll run on first down. It's Green. And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down and 4. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
off the play fake. Here's Favre. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have come back to make it a 2-point game. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
They'll try and throw for it. And now he's going to go down. A big sack, and they're unable to tie it.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, Culpepper. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walsh. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Walsh. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. They'll set up to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw on film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. And this one is right through. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
They'll come up now. This is second and long.
Back to throw here. That one complete to Driver. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now.
Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker.
They got the completion. Now, they probably had 2 plays called in the huddle, so they've got to get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run their fourth down play.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw, got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
I'm starting to wonder here. Are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart, moving the ball downfield. I think they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
Here's first down.
He's back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.